Alright, so we have a post here by Abdullah. It says, Assalamu alaikum, brothers. I've been struggling with lust for 5 years now. Okay, let me stop you right here. 5 years now. When people say I've been struggling with lust, one thing is you can't defeat lust. You can't beat lust. You know, all those TikToks you see of like you see these TikToks where it's like how life feels after you defeat lust, how life feels when you finally get over lust. You can't get over lust. It's an emotion, it's a feeling. Same thing with anger, same thing with sadness, same thing with, stress. You can't defeat anger. You can't like just completely get rid of anger. You overcome it. Like you find a way to control it. You find a way to work around it. You know, if you don't have lust, like if you defeat lust, that's gonna be a problem. If you don't have lust, that's gonna, like, brother, you need to get checked up to the doctor, because every young man needs to have that feeling. Same thing with how you feel angry, right? When you feel angry, you want to start swinging. You want to start swinging on people. You want to start yelling. But over time, you learn how to control it. You learn how to, like, overcome it, like maneuver around it. Same thing with lust. You can't defeat lust. You can't just be like, oh, hey guys, I'm gonna pull this button. I'm gonna push this like lever, and it's just gonna go away forever. You can't. That's not how that works. It's just like any other emotion. When you're about to cry, when you're sad, right? And you want to cry, you hold yourself back from not crying. You don't just always not be sad. You're supposed to be sad, but you're supposed to learn how to maneuver around it. Does that make sense? So I've been struggling with lust for 5 years now. This is a really long time. For everyone watching, if you are struggling with something, let's say if it's lust, let's say if it's, anger issues, let's say if it's just mental health problems, if you've been struggling for quite a while now, like 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, get people around you to hold you accountable. you know like if it's like something like, okay, maybe it's like a week, but then you get, if you've been at it for a week, it's fine, whatever. But a year, 6 months, 2 years, get people around you to hold you accountable. That's probably the one of the best like ways to like get rid of a struggle or get rid of this distraction you have. And in this case, it's lust for him. So get brothers around you, bro. Have like proper pious religious brothers around you. Go to the masjid and actually like get your mind off of that. So I've been trying to quit for almost 3 years, and I haven't been able to last more than 2 weeks. Any advice? Jazakallahu khairan. Okay. So he's been trying to quit this for 3 years, and he keeps relapsing for after 2 weeks, pretty much. That's the thing, bro. You don't have much going on, right? When you struggle with lust in this example, you're constantly being reminded about it, right? You're constantly around triggers that pull you back to lust, that make you feel more in a more lustful manner. Think about it. Let's say you walk down. Let's say you watch sad videos for 10 hours straight. You're not gonna you're not gonna come out of that video feeling all giddy happy. You're not. You're gonna feel sad. Same thing with lust. If you're constantly scrolling, if you're constantly around free mixing, if you're constantly around partying, you're around the bad friends, bad company, you're gonna feel more lustful. Do you get me? It's all about your environment. It's all about your environment and who you surround yourself with. All this notion about like, oh man, but like I'm the exception, bro. Everyone, everyone wants to make themselves be the exception. No, bro, I'm the exception, bro. Like I get it, like all my friends are degenerates, all my friends be partying, all my friends be doing this and that, but I'm the exception, bro. You know what I mean? Like I'm different. No, it doesn't work like that. If there's four losers around you, you're gonna be the fifth one. But if there's four hafiz around you, if there's four righteous brothers around you, you're gonna be the fifth one. So if you're constantly scrolling, you're seeing this girl, you're seeing this music, you're seeing this fahisha, you're seeing this fitna, you're gonna be like, even if you don't want to admit it to yourself, you're gonna eventually start, it's gonna start chipping at your heart. It's gonna start getting to you little by little, little by little. Now, see, like this brother right here, 3 years. So it's probably in his heart a lot. So we need to find a way to kind of move around it. You know, take things slow, okay? If you're scrolling all day long, right? Try like minimizing for like 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours. Like next week, 2 hours. People don't realize how big of a part our phones play in feeling depressed, anxious, and even, lustful. Our phones, like that screen time, that number on your screen, plays such a big part on how you feel. You know what I mean? So what I've been doing like lately, like you guys, I've just been trying this out, and I recommend you guys try it out too. It's just a recommendation, like it's not gonna hurt no one. But what I do is I don't use. I keep my phone at home. Do you get me? So if I'm going to school, I just leave my phone at home, because then if I'm like in class, I'm not gonna be like inclined to pull out my phone and start swiping, start playing like Clash Royale in class while the teacher is like telling me something. You know what I mean? Same thing when I'm at the gym, I just leave my phone at home. So I'm not like I don't feel inclined to listen to music. I don't feel inclined to like start taking random pictures and like what I mean. I'm not inclined to text that person or text this person or start scrolling. I just go there to work out and come back home. But you might be wondering, like, oh, bro, well, what if there's an emergency? What if, like, oh, what if my friend has a plan? Or, what if we're making plans? So what, bro? You are depressed. You are feeling lustful. You can't think straight for more than a couple of minutes. But you're worried about that once in a blue moon emergency. Is it you or is it them, bro? You are ruining your akhirah. You're ruining your brain, your health, your mental, for that once in a if type of emergency. If that happens, that might happen. So that's why, just because of that, you're keeping your phone in your pocket. Oh, I'm bored, let me just pull it out. Oh, I'm bored, let me just pull it out. Oh, the teacher's yapping, let me just pull it out. And now you're scrolling. So what I do, I just keep my phone at home. If I'm going out with my boys, I just keep my phone at home. If I'm going out with my family, I just keep my phone at home, because then I'm actually living in the moment. I'm not like doom scrolling while we're in a car ride. I'm not doom scrolling when things get boring. You know what I mean? And if I'm not doom scrolling, I don't feel lustful. I don't feel in a bad manner. Do you get me? And then I only check my phone like nighttime. When I come back home, like 7 p.m., 8 p.m., 9 p.m. That's when I check my phone. Okay, this, that. Okay, record some TikToks, this and that. Put my phone away and go to sleep by 10. Banger, bro. Like, it's a banger. I did all my work for the day. I wasn't distracted by my phone because it was at home all day. It's in some like random room, okay? And I'm not distracted. I'm not swiping. I'm not like doing just random crap, okay? I'm doing what I need to be doing. I'm not getting influenced by these random OnlyFans girls or these just some random stuff. And I check my phone when everything's done as like a little reward, because like this is the whole notion of like not using your phone. Don't use your phone, don't use your phone. Brother, we're in 2025. Like, that's not gonna happen. You need to check it like once, like, you need to be able to check it, but check it in a halal, controlled manner. So I check it when everything's done as like a little reward. I record what needs to be done. I text who needs to be texted to, and I put my phone away and go to sleep. You know what I mean? Your screen time plays such a big role on how you feel things, bro. Stop trying to be honest with yourself. Be honest with yourself. Before you had a phone and after you had a phone, what is the difference? Before you had a phone, or even when you used your phone less, you felt more happy. Did you not? Of course you did, bro. Cause you go on TikTok, you go on Instagram, you're seeing next man driving a Ferrari, okay? The next one is like a girl dancing. The next one is like a party. Brother, you see 3 for 3 haram TikToks, and you're telling me that doesn't like play a part on you? Of course it does. Be that. Excuse me, hold up. Bismillah. Stand out from people, bro. You go to the transit, you go to the bus, you see everyone just doom scrolling on their phone like a weirdo. But be that like socially, like, you know what I mean, it's like socially free person that's not enslaved by their desires, and that just looks out the window, that doesn't have their phone on them 24/7, that's not scrolling. Stand out from people. Don't stand in like a weirdo, but stand out as someone that people can look up to. You know what I mean? Do you want to like just fit in like everyone else, or do you want to stand out for people younger than you, for people above you, do you want to be like a role model? You go to school, you sitting in your class, right? Everyone's scrolling, but you're just there. You know what I mean? You're like journaling, you're making dhikr, you're doing your homework, and everyone's looking at you. Yo, why is this guy not on his phone? Why is he just? I haven't seen him on his phone one day, or even for like a second. What's this guy up to? People are gonna start talking to you. They're gonna be like, yo, what are you on about? Like, you're like, yo, tell me more, bro. Why aren't you using the phone? And you just say, nah, bro, I'm not really interested in that. I'm not trying to scroll. I'm not interested in scrolling. I'm not interested in, like, you know, feeding into my desires. Stand out, bro. Be like that mentally above person that doesn't need these like instant gratifications to like live, you know? Don't be a fiend to just scrolling on your phone. So keep your phone at home as much as you can. As much as you can, bro. Cause you know, like, in this scenario, he's been trying to quit for 3 years. I'm like this thing is not gonna work for him just right off the bat. Okay? But keep it as much as at home as much as possible. So if you go to school, keep it as at home. But when you come back, you're gonna be enticed. You're gonna be inclined to scroll, and you might fall in, you might not. But take it one step at a time. If you leave it at home for school, then leave it at home for the gym. Then leave it at home when you go out with your friends. You know what I mean? One by one. And bro, sooner, like, you know what I mean? After a while, you're just not, you're gonna be like disgusted to use your phone, you know? Have you ever had like that one day where it's like, you didn't have internet, or you just, I don't know, your phone was dead, and then you didn't use it for like a couple of hours, but then when you use it again, or you didn't use it for a couple of days, but when you used it again, you just felt kind of disgusted. You're like, brother, what is this thing? You know what I mean? I don't even want to use it, type of thing. That's how you should be, bro. You don't stop being controlled by your stupid like stupid like phone, brother. This is a phone, 6-inch phone, and you're being controlled by it. You're feeling lustful, you're feeling angry, you're feeling anxious, stressed, depressed, all because of this phone. So just leave it at home when you go out, and it's, bro, trust me, that's one of the best things. And another thing is reading, bro. You need to be reading at least 1 hour a day. Brother, I'm not talking about some worksheets that you got from school for your homework. No, I mean like an actual book, bro. Like, I'm talking about some like actual seerah book, or, you know what I mean, life of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, just like, you know, his characteristics, stuff like that. Proper books, bro. You know what I mean? This is Etiquette, Wisdom of Hassan al-Basri, rahimahullah. Bro, read like proper books, you know what I mean? Because this is a form of meditation in itself. You become still, you become calm, you become just present. When you're scrolling, you're constantly deep frying, like, burning your brain out, you know what I mean? You're having like a seizure, spazzing out. Okay? But to fix that, you need to be able to meditate, to be still, to ponder, to reflect, to be in a tranquil state. And, you know, some brothers find meditating a bit weird. It's like, yo, brother, I'm not trying to sit there and just, like, you know what I mean? That's weird. But what's not weird is reading. You're not going to get clowned on for reading. Bro, if you're at school, if you're at the library, and you're reading, everyone's going to be like, yo, okay, this guy's reading. You know what I mean? But if you're at school, everyone's walking by, and you're just like, you're in a crisscross, like, you have this out, it's going to look weird. What works as meditation and tranquil, and what also helps with your education and learning, is literally just reading, bro. Read for 30 minutes a day. If you don't read, bro, you are at your grown age not reading. Think about that. If you don't read, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I'm not talking about some like, okay guys, we're gonna be learning about the stars. Like, I mean, like, read something that's gonna actually help you. Read about the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Read about Allah's names. Read about the life of the like the proper and the historic and the great army commanders, the great figures of our time, the Muslim leaders. You know what I mean? Khalid ibn Walid, all those guys. Read about them, learn from them. Because not only, like, think about it, when you're reading, right? You're not seeing no like crazy edits. You're not seeing no girls. You're not seeing no like uh, edits like flashing in your eyes or whatever, right? You're just reading words, bro. You're in a tranquil state. You're still. You're healing your brain for once, and you're also learning something. So the next time you talk to someone, you can chip in like, oh, I learned this, or like if sometimes something comes up in the conversation, you can be like, oh, I learned this from my book, so let me just put it towards my conversation. Bro, you should be reading. You should be reading at your grown age. Start with like 30 minutes, 1 hour, 2 hours. But some like how it's crazy, like some people say they cannot read. Like it's so crazy out there, like it's sad actually that there's people out there that literally cannot read for more than like 2 minutes, for more than 3 minutes. They start spazzing out, bro. It's so sad because their brains have just been like fried, bro. Like it's fried by our phones. The phone is literally killing every part of you, and you don't even realize it at all. You don't. So because their brains have been fried, they can't read no more. They can't be still no more. They're always fidgeting in a conversation. You know what I mean? Like they can't stand still. They can't sit still. But don't be like that, bro. Don't turn out to be like that 20, like that 30-year, like when you're in your prime, 30, 31, 32. Don't be like that maniac who's just always fidgeting and he's always like addicted to his phone. Be like that still, calm, wise man that people look up to, that people go for answer, for advice, for help. Be that person. Don't be like that person that people stay away from. Be like, oh, that guy's a maniac. That guy's always fidgeting. He has some sort of like weird disease to him. He can't even sit still. But be like that wise guy who's reading, who's away from all this fitna, fahisha. You know what I mean? I'm telling you, bro. I promise you, like, genuinely, like, if you leave your phone at home for when you go out and stuff, and you leave in like a cupboard, you leave in another room, and you start reading for like 30 minutes, hour, 2 hours, bro, the feeling of being lustful, you're gonna control it better. I'm not saying you're gonna defeat it. I'm not saying you're gonna turn to Superman. You know what I mean? Like, no, you're gonna be able to control it because you'll have other priorities in life. You'll find fun and entertainment in the halal things in life. You know what I mean? Lust is always gonna be there. You're gonna feel angry too. You're gonna feel sad too. But every time you feel angry, you don't start swinging now, do you? You've learned how to control it. You've learned how to maneuver around it. Same thing with lust. When you're on this protocol, when you're on this, like, journey, and you're leaving your phone at home, you're reading, every time you feel lust, you're not going to start, like, wanking one off. You're not. You're going to find a way to, like, maneuver around. You're going to find a way to control it, and just work around it. It's not going to let you defeat it. I mean, the lust is not going to defeat you, but you're going to, push it back. Just push it back. Like, brother, not right now. Brother, not right now. You have other things in life going on. So when you do these two things, you're not going to be as inclined to do the lustful things. You're not going to be inclined to fall into that fahisha again. You're not going to be inclined to gooning again. You know what I mean? So take things one at a time, bro. Take things one at a time. And I really hope, Abdullah, like, I hope you see this video. But to everyone else out there, it's definitely possible. Like, you're not gonna beat lust. Like, brother, if you don't feel lust, like, you should go to the doctors, like, genuinely. But you're gonna not be affected by it as much. You're gonna be able to control it. You're gonna be able to, like, grab it by the chokehold and be like, brother, go away. You know what I mean? So if you wanna, this is my community right here. It's called the RYK Revival. If you guys, you can just join in, ask questions, like, meet brothers like you who are also on this path, and get advice. Just get advice. Have a circle around you, and just make friends who are also on this path. So this is a question by Abdullah. If you want to join this community, it's gonna be the first link in the description. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.